Chapter
MK
901, One Punch One Goat. Over there. So Fong pointed to the west. Let us go. Lu Waimong replied, stepping ahead.
The three went west. Along the way they saw goat droppings in urine. In shaded spots they found calicide gambosa mushrooms. So many mushrooms, let us pick them.
Nan Tan Nok stopped.
Lu Waimong pursed her lips, glancing at the fresh droppings, whispering, I do not want to go.
It is fine, I will pick them. Nan Tan Nok waved casually, crouched down, and gathered the mushrooms. Let us go, it is getting late.
So Fong said gently.
All right.
Nan Tan Nok placed the last mushroom into the basket, then hurried to catch up. After half an hour, they saw a herd of goats grazing on the meadow.
So many goats. Nan Tan Nok exclaimed. Strange, there is grass here, why did they climb the hill earlier? Lu Waimong wondered. What is wrong? Lu Waimong asked again.
A pack of red wolves.
So Fong said, gripping his bow. Where are they? Lu Waimong tensed, scanning around but saw nothing. Why can I not see them? Nan Tan Nok muttered, uneasy. Come out.
So Fong said firmly. At his words, the goats panicked and rushed toward them.
What is happening? Lu Waimong paled, grabbing So Fong. We must run, it is dangerous if hit. Too late, stand behind me. So Fong pushed the women back, eyes cold. What are you doing? Nan Tan Nok asked nervously. Stay calm, do not panic.
So Fong strode forward, clenched his fist and punched.
Bah! The leading goat was struck down. He punched again, toppling another. Bah bah bah! More goats fell at his feet. Ah!
Nan Tan Nok shut her eyes. When she opened them, 4 goats lay dead.
So Fong, you are terrifying. Lu Waimong said, stunned at the sight. Thud thud thud. The rest fled up the hill. In the live broadcast, viewers filled the chat. Anyone focused on reading would not only shout curse words now. Only curse words can show my shock. So scary, One Punch One Goat, I fear he will be taken for research. The goats fled because of the red wolves, but none were caught. The wolves then set sights on the 3 or the goat corpses. Red wolves. The women went pale, gripping bows, retreating. Leave them to me, do not run. So Fong stretched his neck, watching the 8 wolves. Is it really fine? Nan Tan Nok trembled. Trust him, keep safe, do not distract him. Lu Waimong breathed deep, calming herself. All right. Nan Tan Nok gripped her bow, suppressing fear. The wolves moved, some circling behind. Awah! One wolf rolled, crippled. The rest closed in, only 2 meters away. Get lost. So Fong frowned, aura flaring, seeing every move. Awah! The wolves slowed, he kicked hard. Bang bang bang. 3 wolves flew into a tree and fell lifeless. What the hell? Nan Tan Nok gasped, frozen. As his aura faded, 4 wolves lunged again, aiming at the women. Ah! They screamed, waving bows wildly. Ah, I am sorry. Nan Tan Nok dropped her bow, guilty. Are you all right? Do not move. So Fong warned, then turned, blocking the wolf's bite. TSS. His hand was caught. Die. He crushed its jaw, smashed it down, body twisted. Bang. Another wolf down, but his hand bled. Awah. The last 3 fled. Whoosh. An arrow pierced the last one. Bang. It fell dead. Chapter 902, Bandit Leader. What should we do now? Use the satellite phone to call for help. Lu Yimeng said anxiously. It is just a small wound, nothing serious. Su Feng replied calmly. How can this be a small wound? Wild animals carry countless viruses and bacteria, especially in their teeth and saliva. What if you get rabies? Lu Yiming said seriously. Do not worry, my body is strong, it can resist. Su Feng reassured gently.
Nan Thanhu bit her lip and blamed herself. It is all my fault, I am sorry.
It is not your fault. Su Feng thought helplessly, should he say his body was special and no bacteria could harm him? Give me the satellite phone. Lu Yimeng frowned, realizing it was still with Su Feng.
No, do not worry, when we return I will make some herbal medicine, it can cure everything.
Su Feng smiled tenderly. Su Feng was speechless. Herbal medicine could not cure viruses, but he was not infected. Should we first stop the bleeding and clean the wound? Nan Thanhu reminded softly. Yes, treat the wound first.
Lu Yiming breathed quickly, pulling Su Feng's hand. Seeing the blood flow, she was at a loss.
Wash it with soapy water. Su Feng reminded. Ah yes, soapy water. Lu Yimeng nodded quickly. I will do it. Nan Thanhu hurriedly took out soap and a bamboo tube. You can still laugh? Wounded like this and still laugh? Lu Yimeng scolded with red eyes.
She touched the blood on Su Feng's face and sighed. Tonight when we return, Yun Han must not worry.
Su Feng smiled bitterly, he could already imagine the girl crying. Do we really not need to call rescue? Lu Yimeng asked earnestly, the contest is important, but your life is more.
No need, do not worry.
Su Feng said calmly. You fool, so dangerous and you even used your hand to catch the red wolf? Lu Yimeng scolded. It is all my fault. Nan Thanhu bit her lip and handed the soapy water.
She answered firmly, I know. Then she rolled up her sleeve and gently wiped the wound.
Splash! The soapy water dripped to the ground, turning red. Nan Thanhu's face turned pale. She asked, Does it hurt? Hold on, it will be fine. Lu Yimeng thought Su Feng was enduring. She gently wiped away the blood. It is still bleeding, what now? Lu Yimeng worried, though it was clean the blood kept flowing.
Su Feng whispered, Apply some ash, it can stop bleeding.
Ash? There is none here. Nan Thanhu said sadly.
Thanhu, press the wound, I will burn some straw for ash.
Lu Yimeng said firmly. Okay.
Nan Thanhu pressed his hand tightly to slow the blood.
Crackle.
Su Feng pressed his lips, waiting for the ash to stop the blood. Lu Yimeng was quick, within 5 minutes the fire was lit. She grabbed some straw, burned it, then scattered the ash.
Who? It is not hot, try it if you do not believe. Su Feng smiled. Straw ash cooled quickly. Lu Yimeng touched it, surprised, it really does not burn.
She placed some ash on the wound, then cut cloth to bandage carefully. It is nothing, as long as you are safe. Su Feng said lightly.
Do not move.
Lu Yimeng tapped his head, the wound might open again.
It is not that serious.
Su Feng said helplessly.
Still, you must not move. Lu Yimeng said firmly. All right.
Su Feng said awkwardly. Su Feng, listen to Yimeng, be careful.
Nan Thanhu said softly. I know. Su Feng replied, touching the blood that had dried on his face. Do not touch. Lu Yimeng quickly stopped him. Still wounds on your face? Nan Thanhu asked with concern. Yes.
Su Feng raised his hand awkwardly.
How did it scab so fast?
Lu Yimeng said in surprise, checking closely. Feeling her breath on his face, Su Feng coughed. Maybe my body is good, platelets work fast, the wound heals quickly.
Really strange. Lu Yimeng muttered. Su Feng frowned, can you use another word? Inhuman.
Lu Yimeng said coldly, then wiped the blood with cloth and soapy water. Scars on the face will not look good.
She murmured. I think it looks more manly. Su Feng teased. Not at all, you look like a bandit leader. Lu Yiming said innocently. Chapter 903, The Return of Bai. If I had known, I would have told you to kill less. Lu Waimong sighed, feeling a headache. So Fong pursed his lips. The situation was urgent then, he did not have time to think. If he had not thrown the goat, the three of them would have been rammed or trampled. What should we do now? Lu Waimong asked anxiously. This meat is enough for us and animals to eat for 2 months, so we must bring it all back. So Fong said. That is easy to say, but to move it all we need many trips. Lu Waimong muttered. For goats and 6 red wolves, just handling them is troublesome, and there is not much fresh water left. That is a problem. So Fong frowned. Lu Waimong looked up at the sky with sorrow. It is getting late. If we do not return now, we cannot reach the camp before night. If not today, then tomorrow. So Fong sighed. Handling the goats and wolves would take a long time. There is no other way, just accept it. So Fong smiled bitterly. So be it. Lu Waimong said helplessly. Now collect wood, prepare to skin and salt the meat. Use little water, dry the blood on fire. So Fong held the axe ready to work. Let me do it. Lu Waimong took the axe. So Fong, sit quietly, let us handle this. Nan Tan Nok insisted. Yes, sit down. Lu Waimong pointed to a rock. Fine. So Fong shrugged. With only 2 girls working, it would take time, and the smell of blood might attract beasts. Tan Nok, you gather wood, I will handle the goat. Lu Waimong instructed. Okay. Nan Tan Nok took the rope and bow and left. Be careful, shout if danger comes. So Fong reminded. Yes. She nodded. He watched her leave, still uneasy. The meat was a feast for predators. What a task. Lu Waimong murmured, rolling up sleeves to butcher. No, sit still. She said firmly. His right hand was injured, but he could still pull the bow, and his body had self-healing. Soon blood gushed from the goat, dyeing the ground dark. So Fong was alert, looking behind. Nan Tan Nok had not returned. The smell drifted far, luckily no wind. Over 10 minutes later, Nan Tan Nok came back, bent under a load of wood. Careful. So Fong hurried to take the wood. Huff, huff. She panted. Is this enough wood? Use it first. So Fong replied. There was too much meat to smoke. All right, I will light the fire. She looked at Lu Waimong cutting meat, then lit fire. After 10 minutes, fire burned, ropes and wood set up to hang meat. An hour later, 3 fires burned, the first goat hung smoking. Only one done. Lu Waimong straightened, back aching. Rest a bit. So Fong offered bamboo tube. My hands are bloody, you feed me. She lifted face. Okay. He smiled, poured water into her mouth. Gulp gulp. NK books. She drank 2 sips then waved. Stop, save water, it is little. She said. I am not thirsty. Nan Tan Nok said softly. Your lips are cracked, open mouth. So Fong said sternly. All right. She blushed, drank 2 sips. We must hurry, the longer the more danger. Lu Waimong said, continuing work. Do not rush, rest a while. So Fong said gently. Not tired, rest later. She waved and kept working. Nan Tan Nok also helped, faster now. So Fong looked at the sun, guessed it was noon. He was alert, blood scent spread far, above circled birds. He suddenly shouted. Bye. Screech screech. Ah, is it really bye?
Lu Waimong stopped in shock.
The snow-white neck, familiar tilt, the figure, if not by then who? It is really by, I never thought to see it here. She exclaimed. Chapter 904, Big White delivers the letter.
A sharp screech sounded. Big White stepped back then pressed forward, rubbing its head against So Fong's thigh.
Hungry?
So Fong frowned with a faint smile. The screech came again. Big White tilted its head toward the goat then turned back, staring silently at So Fong.
All right, Waimong cut a piece of meat for it. So Fong said with a laugh. Got it.
Waimong quickly chopped off a large piece of meat, set it before Big White and said, Here, eat. Another screech. Big White glanced at So Fong before pressing down the meat with its claws and tearing into it.
So Fong poked its body with his bow, smiling. Where have you been these past days? Big White answered with a low screech.
So Fong, it does not understand, let it eat quietly.
Waimong said innocently. It does understand. So Fong chuckled, because he could tell. The meaning was, too ashamed to see you. Waimong shrugged and kept butchering. Finish eating and return with me, I will not blame you. So Fong sighed. Screech? Big White lifted its head at him. Truly not, relax. He smiled.
A screech again. Big White seemed relieved, eating faster. In less than 20 minutes the large meat was gone, it preened its feathers.
So Fong frowned slightly, glancing back. The two red wolves had returned, circling in the distance. It's fine.
He reassured, then told Big White, You are full, now drive them away. With a screech, Big White spread its wings, soared up and dove at the wolves. Nan Tan Nok widened her eyes, watching intently.
Do not worry, it is still very strong.
So Fong comforted.
A wolf howl rang out, the wolves panicked and fled, their aura far weaker.
A screech again. Big White missed the first strike, circled up to prepare another attack.
Enough, chasing is fine.
So Fong quickly stopped it to avoid mishap.
Big White circled and landed beside him. So powerful.
Nan Tan Nok exclaimed.
Since Big White is back, let's send a letter to Van Han. So Fong smiled. Send a letter?
Waimong was surprised.
Yes, deliver a message. He nodded. We have no pen.
Nan Tan Nok said doubtfully.
Charcoal will do, we have paper.
So Fong pulled paper wrapped in cloth.
You write.
He said, his injured hand was inconvenient.
Waimong sharpened a charcoal stick, laid paper on her thigh and asked, What should I write? All right.
She agreed, carefully writing.
Done, now what? She handed the page. Let me see. He read aloud, We hunted many goats.
Seeing no mention of his wound, he felt relieved.
Rest assured.
Waimong smiled knowingly.
Ahem.
So Fong coughed to hide his embarrassment, rolled the letter, tied it to Big White's leg.
Patting its neck, he said gently, Go now, deliver it to Van Han, be careful not to drop it.
Big White screeched, looked at the letter, cried twice then soared skyward toward the cabin.
Inside, viewers buzzed.
Not a pigeon, but Big White is courier.
Will it reach the little lowly?
I doubt it, it is no pigeon.
Waimong gazed at the departing bird, murmured, Can it really deliver? Rest assured, as long as no wolves appear, it will. So Fong said warmly. I wonder if Van Han will reply.
Waimong whispered, hopeful.
By night we will know. He answered softly. She nodded and kept working.
So Fong tended the fire, adding wood, but it burned fast.
What is it?
Waimong asked, worried.
Nothing, I am fine. He smiled.
Nonsense, your hand was nearly bitten.
She scolded, then asked, Then what? The wood is running out. He sighed.
Much meat to smoke, more fires are needed.
He said quietly. I will fetch some. Nan Ta Nok stood.
No, too dangerous alone. He said firmly. The smell of blood had spread far, it was unsafe for her to go alone.
Chapter 905, I am not an ordinary man. What if we meet a bear? So Fong frowned and asked calmly. Run? Nan Ta Nok answered shyly. Running is impossible, it would be more dangerous. Lu Waimong shook her head. Nan Ta Nok helplessly asked, so what should we do now? All three together? Lu Waimong was a bit stunned. Yes, the three of us. So Fong nodded, only that way could he ensure the girl's safety. Then what about this meat? Lu Waimong asked suspiciously. Just leave it here, it will be fine. So Fong said softly. Alright, I hope no wild beasts come to steal it. Lu Waimong muttered. Do not worry, even if they come, they will not eat much. So Fong smiled, saying he would collect firewood and return in half an hour. Okay. Lu Waimong responded, then took her axe and long bow, and the three entered the forest. Half an hour later, So Fong led the two girls, gathering more wood. Let's go, this is enough. So Fong said gently, holding a large bundle of wood in one arm. Let me do it. Lu Waimong quickly said. Alright, hurry. So Fong raised his chin, knowing this bundle weighed hundreds of pounds, impossible for her to carry. Are you sure your body is fine? Lu Waimong asked with concern. Nan Ta Nok's lips twitched, So Fong's injury seemed to be on his right hand. It is only my right hand, I am not crippled. So Fong chuckled, lifting the wood with his left arm, muscles bulging. Lu Waimong blushed, lowering her head and murmuring, I was just worried about you. All right. She smiled, feeling instantly better. Nan Ta Nok pressed her lips, strangely jealous. Clop, clop, clop. The three returned, running for over 10 minutes to the camp. Luckily, everything was safe, the salted meat was still there, though the fire had weakened. Haze. Lu Waimong set down the bundle, her waist aching, sighing, it was heavy. Rest for a while. So Fong said softly, untying the rope, breaking twigs to fuel the fire, making it blaze again. Crackling. Sparks burst, in the hot weather the fire burned fiercer. Too hot. Lu Waimong tugged her collar and complained. Sit under the tree, we will do the rest later. So Fong tapped her head lightly, reminding her to rest. I will do it. He reached for the axe, skinning and butchering was his strength. No, your hand is hurt, blood could infect. Lu Waimong tried to take the axe back. Stay still, I will not touch the wound. So Fong stretched his right hand, placing a finger on her forehead to stop her. Injured yet showing off. She stopped struggling, afraid of hurting his hand. Believe it or not, I can lift you with just 2 fingers? So Fong said, moving his thumb and forefinger. I do not believe it. Lu Waimong pouted, how could he with injured hands? Oh, really? He pinched her collar with 2 fingers, easily lifting her off the ground. Ah! Lu Waimong screamed, struggling, So Fong, stop fooling, let me down, your wound might tear. Haha, this looks like grabbing a doll. I think it looks like catching a chick. That is So Fong, injured yet still so strong. That arm, I swear it could break my neck with one hand. It is light. So Fong smiled and set her down. Really, let me see your hand. Lu Waimong complained, grabbing his right hand before he pulled back. She carefully untied the cloth, seeing the wound no longer bleeding, she sighed in relief and scolded, you are reckless, if it reopened it would be trouble. I know my limits. He said bitterly. Idiot. Lu Waimong cursed, then glared fiercely at him. It is good nothing happened. Nan Ta Nok breathed out, taking the cloth to rebandage. Ah, it seems scabbed. She exclaimed, noticing the wound had closed, only soot and a thin red crust left. Truly.
She raised her head to ask, why did it heal so fast? Ahem, because I am not ordinary.
So Fong coughed, half joking, my hand could even grow back. Nonsense.
Lu Waimong rolled her eyes, letting Nantan not bandage him. Do not be surprised, it is healed, I will deal with the goat. So Fong flexed his hand, it hurt a little but he could hold the knife.
You are not bragging?
Lu Waimong narrowed her eyes.
No. He answered calmly. Fine, if you lie, I will tell Van Han everything. She snorted.
So Fong smiled wryly, now even threats were this blunt.
I doubt you once worked in a slaughterhouse. Lu Waimong said, watching his skilled movements.
She glared at him, then helped cut meat hanging over the fire.
Boom. Blood dripped on the coals, steaming instantly. Chapter 906, Reply. 3 dots. Van Han gently placed down a mahjong tile. Pong.
No Tin Noyet smiled softly, stroking Nan Nu Nok's hand that had just touched the new tile.
Another pong. Nan Nu Nok muttered with pursed lips.
She sat between No Tin Noyet and the young girl, and after 2 full rounds, every time she drew a tile, the next player would pong it.
Hee.
No Tin Noyet laughed as she played, saying, looks like little Nu Nok has no luck today.
So unlucky. Nan Nu Nok grimaced. Ah, I thought I would be the winner at the end. No Tin Noyet said with some disappointment. Lost again. Nan Nu Nok lay on the wooden table, resting on the mahjong tiles without interest. Shall we keep playing? Van Han asked gently.
No, I want to move a bit, after half a day of mahjong my body feels rusty.
No Tin Noyet stood and twisted her waist. Want to train with me? Tai Vai Din leaned by the window and asked.
No, better wait for So Fong to spar with you, I dare not fight a martial arts champion.
No Tin Noyet waved quickly in refusal.
Tai Vai Din frowned, turned back to the window, and kept watching the scenery.
Speaking of So Fong, he should be back soon, right? Nan Nu Nok said innocently. Van Han said clearly, unless something happens, he will return before dark. I wonder if he can find mountain goats.
No Tin Noyet put her feet on a chair and stretched.
Hard to say. Van Han answered casually, gathering the mahjong tiles into a wooden chest. Big Bai? Tai Vai Din suddenly spoke. What? The girls were surprised and turned back. Is that Big Bai?
Tai Vai Din pointed at the sky, where a dark shadow rushed down straight toward the cabin.
Let me see.
Van Han hurried to the window, raising her eyes.
Kek.
The shadow drew near, it was the long unseen silver-headed sea eagle Big Bai.
Wait for me. Nan Nu Nok quickly followed. Step. Let's go down together. No Tin Noyet waved to Tai Vai Din and Lu Wai Thursday, then slowly went downstairs. Kek. Big Bai landed on the wooden cage, spreading wings and watching the scruffy chicken warily. Tea. The
scruffy bird fluffed up, crying at Big Bai.
Don't cry, it is family. Van Han patted its head to calm it. Not people, but our bird. Nan Nu Nok teased. Looks like this is their first meeting. No Tin Noyet looked up at Big Bai. Kek. Big Bai hesitated, then landed before the girls. Tea. The scruffy bird still glared, ready to fight.
No, calm down, no messing around or no meat tonight.
Van Han held its neck, then let go when it obeyed. She turned back, stroked Big Bai's neck, muttering, Big Bai, where have you been? Kek.
Big Bai tilted its head, rubbed her hand, then stepped back, lifted its claw and gestured.
What is it? Leg hurt? Van Han asked. Ah, there is something on Big Bai's leg, looks like paper. Nan Nu Nok noticed. Take it off and check.
Van Han carefully untied the paper from its claw. Lu Wai Thursday frowned, whispering, "This paper and string look like ours."
Really, maybe So Fong's group sent it back? Could it be danger? Nan Nu Nok guessed, covering her mouth. All right.
Van Han pressed down her unease, cautiously opened it.
This is Yi Mong's handwriting. Lu Wai Thursday recognized it once. We hunted many mountain goats, we'll return tomorrow, don't worry, we are fine.
Van Han read, her worry eased and she sighed in relief.
Safe is good, a few late days don't matter. Nan Nu Nok also relaxed. So many goats, can So Fong carry them back?
No Tin Noyet whispered.
They return tomorrow, will water be enough? So many goats, need help? Van Han murmured. Write a reply to ask. Tay Vai Din suggested. Yes, we can write back. Van Han's eyes lit, she stroked Big Bai's head and said, "Stay here, I will write a letter for you to bring to So Fong." I knew you could understand. Van Han smiled and ran upstairs. Amazing Big Bai.
No Tin Noyet stroked its feathers, sighing, this must be So Fong's idea, using a silver eagle to deliver letters, so
rare. A very good idea.
Tay Vai Din commented, then returned inside, wanting to see what the girl would write.
All right, stay still. No Tin Noyet also went up.
In the yard only Big Bai and the scruffy bird stared at each other, but neither moved, waiting quietly. Inside the cabin, the girl took paper from the shelf, choosing the flattest sheet.
Van Han, without a pen how to write? Nan Nu Nok asked.
She pulled a charcoal piece from the kitchen, as thick as a thumb, and sharpened one end with a knife.
The girl tested writing on So Fong's letter, finding it worked, faint at first but darker when traced twice. Chapter 907, Super Invincible Miss You.
Van Han's beautiful face flushed as she scolded, "Sister Tin Noyet, why are you making me joke again?"
All right, be serious, have you thought about what to write?
No Tin Noyet smiled gently. Well, just ask So Fong and them if they need help, and check if the water is enough to use.
Van Han replied softly. Then write it. No Tin Noyet nodded. Russell, done.
Van Han bowed her head, carefully writing down word for word.
What else should we write? She looked at the half-empty page, pondering.
No Tin Noyet pointed at the blank spot, teasing, "Just write, So Fong, I miss you very much, super invincible miss you."
Sister Tin Noyet, you again.
Van Han's cheeks flushed, she resisted the urge to write it, then handed the pen to Nan Nu Nok, signaling, "Do you want to write something for Sister Tan Nok?"
Well, nothing much, she only left 2 days ago. Nan Nu Nok held the pen innocently.
She then looked at Lu Wai Thursday, offering the pen, "Sister Thursday, do you want to write?"
No need, as long as I know they are safe.
Lu Wai Thursday shook her head, with So Fong there she felt no worry. If no one writes, then should I send the letter?
Van Han asked. All right.
No Tin Noyet nodded. Van Han ran downstairs with the letter. In the yard, Dai Bok still faced the brute, neither dared move rashly.
Van Han approached happily. Need you to take another trip. She sat before Dai Bok, signaling to tie the letter. Screech are you? Dai Bok understood, placing his paw on her knee. Good boy.
She smiled, tied the letter to his paw, tested it, then stood.
Screech. Dai Bok nodded, flapping his wings and soared toward So Fong's direction. Only back tomorrow, another boring day.
No Tin Noyet leaned on the window, eyes lingering at the sky before withdrawing.
Hee, boredom can be cured by making paper.
Van Han laughed, tilting her head. Earlier she saw only a few sheets left, without making more, in 2 days they would need branches and leaves.
Great.
No Tin Noyet's eyes lit up, she turned downstairs.
I will help too.
Nan Nu Nok raised her hand quickly, she still did not know how paper was made.
Tay Vai Din pursed her lips, also joined.
On the other side, So Fong had just handled the last red wolf. He lowered the axe, around him 7 or 8 fires burned, each with meat smoking.
Finally finished.
Lu Waimong shook off the blood on her hand, it had clotted in layers.
So Fong, let me see your hand.
She rushed, grabbed his right hand to check. No, it must be checked, the cloth is dyed red. Lu Waimong frowned, carefully removing the cloth, exposing the bloody wound.
See, it is still fine.
So Fong frowned, testing his grip. Lu Waimong tapped his arm, scolding, "Goodness, be still, or it will tear again."
All right.
So Fong chuckled, was this concern turning chaotic? "Tan Nak, cut me a new piece of cloth."
Lu Waimong called. Okay.
Nan Tan Nak answered, wiped her bloody hands with dry grass, took cloth from the basket, cut it with the axe.
Here. She handed it. First clean the wound.
Lu Waimong tucked the cloth, poured water from a bamboo tube on his wound.
Use less, tomorrow we need it for cooking. So Fong reminded. Never mind, cleaning comes first.
She ignored, used up the whole tube, washing away blood and ash. The wound no longer bled, only a thin layer of blood remained.
She poked gently, asking, "Does it hurt?" No.
So Fong replied honestly, suspecting it might have healed, though the drone made it impossible to check deeper.
Rest assured, very good. Do you want me to test you again? So Fong teased with a grin. Not at all.
Lu Waimong glared, pressed cloth to his hand, saying, "If it does not hurt then no need to bind, this weather is better for it to breathe."
Yes, just so.
So Fong draped the cloth on his shoulder, frowned at the bloody ground, night approaching, danger rising.
So Fong, tonight here is dangerous, should we move?
Lu Waimong worried, the smell of blood was strong.
Too troublesome to move the meat, stay here tonight.
He spoke low, they would have to keep watch.
Okay, hope no wolves come, that would be trouble.
She clasped her hands, praying. So Fong pursed lips, wolves were more than trouble, a few was fine, many would be hard.
Though strong, he was still one, with 2 women to guard. Chapter 908, will not be discovered.
Lu Waimong grabbed the clot of blood in her hand and asked suspiciously, "So Fong, what are you looking at?"
White Fang has returned.
So Fong lifted the corner of his lips.
Where? Why can't I see it? Lu Waimong squinted but saw nothing. Kek kek.
Soon, White Fang circled in the sky, then landed beside So Fong, affectionately rubbing its head against his thigh.
So Fong stroked its neck and smiled. Good, did you bring news? Kek kek.
White Fang raised its claw, signaling there was a message tied to it.
There is truly a reply.
Lu Waimong and Nan Tan Nak gathered curiously, waiting for So Fong to read.
Rustle, rustle. So Fong untied the note from White Fang's leg, opened it, scanned it, then softly said, "All right, is the water enough? Do you need our help?" No.
Lu Waimong was startled, the reply had only a few words.
No.
So Fong shrugged, smiling as he handed it to her.
TSK, sister really does not worry about me at all.
Lu Waimong flipped the paper, muttering, "Truly my sister."
Perhaps because I am here, your sister feels at ease. So Fong half joked. Yes, you are not wrong. Lu Waimong smiled innocently. Did the letter ask if support is needed?
Nan Tan Nak whispered. So Fong frowned, looking at the bamboo basket. Inside only 1 bamboo tube of water remained, just enough for tonight's meal.
Better not let them come, tomorrow we will return.
So Fong shook his head, if they came, it would take at least a day, and they might not even find us.
That is true. Lu Waimong nodded. But there is so much salted meat here, how can we carry it all back tomorrow?
Nan Tan Nak looked at the smoked meat on the fire, easily hundreds of kilos.
Leave that to me.
So Fong patted his chest confidently.
I was never worried.
Lu Waimong replied simply, knowing his strength.
Right.
Nantan Nok recalled his past feats.
Then let's reply. So Fong smiled. I will write.
Nantan Nok eagerly raised her hand.
Go ahead. So Fong agreed.
Nantan Nok took paper from the basket, used charcoal to write carefully.
Is this all right?
She handed it to So Fong.
Do not worry, tomorrow we return, the water is enough. He read and nodded.
Add one more line, tell them not to reply, to take care, do not leave camp.
He instructed. All right.
Nantan Nok added, then tied the note back to White Fang's leg.
Kek kek.
White Fang rubbed So Fang's arm, then spread its wings and flew off toward the dim horizon.
It is getting dark, I will prepare dinner.
Lu Waimong looked at the sky.
Yes, let's grill meat tonight, saving water. So Fong said warmly.
Agreed, grilled meat it is.
Lu Waimong picked up a knife, began carving branches for skewers.
So Fong sat on a rock holding his bow, alert for the night. Soon darkness fell, the fire lit their surroundings, the three felt warm instead of cold.
Here, grill and eat, this is the sauce.
Lu Waimong placed a clay bowl of herbs on a stone. The sauce made from mint leaves and wild ginger masked the goat meat smell. A clay pot held skewers.
The flavor is not bad. Lu Waimong ate. Hoo-hoo.
Nantan Nok blew on her skewer and took a small bite, eyes shining with satisfaction. They ate heartily, only missing cold water and beer. After more than half an hour, Lu Waimong tossed the stick into the fire, burped, and patted her stomach, so full.
I am full too.
Nantan Nok wiped her lips with a cloth.
We are all tired, time to rest. So Fong leaned on the stone with his bow. We still need night watch, it may be dangerous.
Lu Waimong muttered, washing dishes with fresh water.
I will guard. So Fong said.
No, you also need sleep, especially injured, you must rest.
Lu Waimong insisted.
Do not worry, beasts fear fire, they will not come. Lu Waimong said calmly.
Nantan Nok nodded, yes, we should take turns, that way everyone rests. Fine.
So Fong agreed, danger would always alert him.
Do not worry, the wound did not open. So Fong said reluctantly. Better be cautious.
Lu Waimong sighed in relief.
So Van Han will not notice, right? She glanced at him. Cough, there will still be a scar. So Fong coughed and smiled bitterly. Chapter 909, Heaven's Secrets Cannot Be Revealed.
The burning logs crackled with crisp sounds.
No NGO.
Lu Waimong half closed her eyes, propped her chin, her body swaying as if she wanted to sleep but dared not, looking utterly weary. Nearby, Nantan Nok leaned against a tree, eyes opening and closing, already drowsy. So Fong looked at the two girls, smiled helplessly, wondering why they forced themselves not to sleep.
Rustling. He turned his head, raised his brows, releasing a domineering aura that made the eyes in the darkness shrink back. Still not gone, he muttered, this was the third time wild beasts appeared. He quickly drew an arrow and placed it on the bowstring, ready to strike. A. At that moment, Lu Waimong yawned, pinched her thigh to stay awake. She glanced at So Fong, nervously asking, So Fong, are there beasts? Do not panic. He answered without turning his head.
Behind the bushes ahead, do not act rashly, avoid killing, or more beasts will come.
He whispered. All right. Both women responded. After more than 10 minutes of vigilance, Lu Waimong asked doubtfully, really beasts? Maybe they fear the fire.
Nantan Nok said softly.
Possible, you sleep, I will watch.
So Fong casually picked up a thick wooden stick, ready to use it.
How can I sleep now?
Lu Waimong widened her eyes, how could one sleep with beasts lurking?
Fine.
So Fong smiled faintly.
Crack. Flames blazed brighter as Lu Waimong tossed in another log.
Rustling. A strange sound arose from another direction. A pack of wolves appeared, 7 or 8 pairs of green eyes staring. Wolves! Nantan Nok's voice trembled.
Is it truly safe?
Lu Waimong also grew tense. Seeing those green eyes made her shiver inside.
Trust me.
So Fong spoke firmly.
All right.
The two glanced at each other, strangely reassured.
Oh.
Suppressed howls came from the pack.
A whoa.
One wolf cried, its foreleg struck by a rock. The pack grew tense, hidden eyes vanished, unknown if they fled or hid.
Oh.
The wolves bristled, but the fire blocked them.
Seems not dangerous now. Lu Waimong relaxed.
Nantan Nok's lips twitched. How could they be so calm? The pack lingered beyond the fire, some approached but soon fled.
Now maybe 8 or 9 points, still long till dawn.
Lu Waimong sighed, holding her bow again.
In the broadcast room, comments flooded. She still talks about dawn now?
Is she dumb? When day breaks, danger lessons. Confirmed, she is dumb.
No, she is clever, just hiding it well, I noticed. Noticed what? Speak. Heaven's secrets cannot be revealed. Shall we let her play with wolves? So Fong teased. No way.
Lu Waimong shook her head, innocently said, unless I seek death.
Creak.
Suddenly a familiar cry sounded from the sky.
Dai Bok? Why return? So Fong froze, looking up. Dai Bok circled, then dove at the wolves. Oh. The pack recoiled in fear, yet did not leave. Dai Bok flew once more, then landed by the fire before So Fong, folding its wings. Any message? Lu Waimong quickly asked. None, likely it just came back. So Fong squatted, checked its claws, no note or rope. Good, chased the wolves. Lu Waimong patted its head, pointing, charge. Silly. So Fong laughed, how could it face wolves? True, numbers unfair. She pouted. Creak. Dai Bok watched the wolves warily, feathers fluffed. It is fine, stay calm. So Fong soothed it. Yes, do not worry, hungry? Want wolf meat? Lu Waimong joked. Nantan Nok surrendered, how could they still joke? Rustling. So Fong suddenly turned, bushes parted, a bear appeared beyond the fire. Bear. Lu Waimong gasped, hiding behind him. Nantan Nok tensed, gripping her bow. Do not fear. So Fong patted her hand. Ah? What does it want? She asked in shock. Maybe it will fight the wolves, she wondered. You underestimate bears. So Fong smiled, this was a strong male bear, larger than usual. Best if they fight, both wounded. Lu Waimong clenched her fist eagerly. Chapter 9:10 Kill the chicken to scare the monkeys. The wolves bristled, their green eyes glowing in the dark, staring at the approaching bear. Fight. Lu Waimong clenched her small hand, whispering nervously. They probably will not fight. So Fong said softly. Lu Waimong was startled, tilting her head in doubt. Why? Just the law of the jungle. So Fong's gentle voice sounded, his handsome face under the firelight appeared mysterious. Ah, such a pity, no fight. Lu Waimong pouted, full of disappointment. The night is long. So Fong tapped the wooden stick in his hand, his eyes fixed on the fire. Time flowed slowly. Whenever the fire weakened, he added wood, making it flare again. Ah. Lu Waimong leaned on So Fong's shoulder, her eyes closed, and she dozed off. So Fong, will you not rest? Nantan Nok asked softly. No need, I am not sleepy yet. So Fong replied gently, then said, if you feel sleepy, just sleep for a while. I am fine. Nantan Nok forced a smile, though she was tired. Sleep, it is all right. So Fong spoke warmly. No. Nantan Nok tried to stay awake.
So Fong smiled, not insisting, his eyes turned to the darkness beyond the fire. The bear had left, only the wolves remained.
If dawn comes and you still stay, then stay forever.
His eyes glinted cold. After a while, he turned back. Nantan Nok had fallen asleep by the tree. The night grew silent again, and soon the east sky brightened.
Ah.
Lu Waimong rubbed her eyes, wiped her drool, and shyly sat up.
Did you sleep well? So Fong smiled.
Sorry, I fell asleep. Lu Waimong said embarrassedly.
No problem, you could have slept more. So Fong chuckled. No, I am awake.
Lu Waimong shook her head, glancing at the fire. The wolves were still there. She asked worriedly, So Fong, the wolves? No problem, just kill the chicken to scare the monkeys.
So Fong said indifferently.
He put down the stick, took the bow, pulled out a bamboo arrow, and with smooth motion drew the bow.
Whoosh! The bamboo arrow flew, hitting the lead wolf. Ah-woo! The wolf howled in pain, its fur standing, baring its teeth. The bamboo arrow is still too weak. So Fong muttered, pulling another arrow.
But before he loosed, the wolves retreated, finally fleeing.
They just left like that? Lu Waimong was stunned, thinking some wolves must die first. This is fine too. So Fong exhaled, lowered the bow, regretting, just wasted one arrow.
The wolves left, taking the arrow stuck in the wounded wolf's leg.
What happened?
Nantan Nok woke, confused.
Nothing, sleep more. So Fong said warmly. Ah.
Nantan Nok stood, patted dust from her skirt, shook her head, no more sleep, dawn is near.
So Fong, did you not sleep all night?
Lu Waimong asked with concern. Then you should sleep, 1 or 2 hours is good. Lu Waimong took the bow from his hand.
All right, call me when breakfast is ready. So Fong yawned, planning to nap. All right. Lu Waimong answered. Remember, do not go outside, the wolves may not be far. So Fong warned, there are other beasts in the forest.
Lu Waimong patted her chest firmly. I know, we will not go, just sleep.
Yes, call me if needed.
So Fong smiled, leaned on the tree, closed his eyes, and soon slept.
All right. Nantan Nok replied, carrying the basket.
They gathered the salted meat. By then the sky was bright, and with spring water they prepared breakfast.
Clatter, clatter.
After half an hour, the iron pot boiled, meat stew sent spread.
Clatter. Go wake So Fong.
Lu Waimong said softly.
Yes.
Nantan Nok sat beside him, pushed his shoulder gently. So Fong, wake up, breakfast is ready.
Ah. Fine.
So Fong frowned, opened his eyes, regaining clarity.
Do you want to sleep more?
Nantan Nok cared, it is still early, you could sleep 1 or 2 hours more.
Sit quickly. Lu Waimong said, water is little, today we skip brushing teeth.
The three sat around, holding big clay bowls of stew. Nantan Nok looked at the dying fire.
Asked, do we need more wood? No need, after breakfast we go.
So Fong answered, the blood scent had faded.
All right.
The two women replied, continuing to eat. After the meal, So Fong put down his bowl, stood, extinguished the fire. Nantan Nok washed pot and bowls with ash, packed them, planning to clean later. Let us go, we must return. So Fong carried the heaviest basket, with a sack of salted meat on his shoulder.
All right. The two women answered, carrying baskets and bows. Creak, creak. Daibok circled in the sky. Chapter 9:11, Fear of Losing.
Zhao Lei lifted his foot and kicked his younger brother's thigh, angrily shouting.
Wake up now, the sun is already high. Let me sleep a bit more.
Zhao Rui rolled over, burying his head in the sleeping bag. Get up, stop lying there, today we must go hunt deer. Zhao Lei kicked his brother's thigh again. They had agreed last night, today they must catch one. The brothers had not eaten meat for several days, their bodies weakened, even hunting on the grassland always ended in failure. Hurry, go wash your face. Zhao Lei urged again, then went out to the hiding place, lit a fire to prepare breakfast. Zhao Rui sat in a daze, touched his waist, feeling a dull pain. He lifted his shirt, saw a pale spot with bruises fading slowly. His face grew grim, he tried several times, but it was the same.
Outside, the live audience commented noisily. Seems Su Feng was right, Zhao Rui's condition is worsening.
If it were me, I would quit to get treatment, life matters most.
Yes, once dead, winning means nothing, money cannot be taken along. People are greedy, easy to say, but if it were you, would you really quit?
Zhao Rui's face was gloomy. After a while he heard his brother urging again, he took a deep breath and went out, face calm.
What were you doing inside? Zhao Lei frowned. NK books.
Nothing. Zhao Rui answered casually, put a piece of charcoal in his mouth, chewed and swallowed, then rinsed with water several times until clean. Zhao Lei felt today his brother was different, but could not say why.
Clatter clatter.
In the iron pot, wild vegetable soup was still bitter, but eased hunger.
The two frowned while eating, then took their bamboo bows and set out.
After more than 2 hours, they reached the border forest. Beyond was vast grassland.
Do not stir the grass to startle the prey.
Zhao Rui warned, then carefully stepped out, hiding in the bushes to observe. On the grassland, the deer herd grazed, with several on guard, ears twitching, eyes scanning for danger.
Too far, must get closer. Zhao Rui shook his head.
Then circle over there, near the small hill.
Zhao Lei pointed with a deep voice. His brother had a carbon bow, he only had bamboo, accuracy was poor. Let's go. Zhao Rui nodded, turning to circle. Step step step.
Suddenly, the deer herd panicked and fled.
What happened?
Zhao Lei turned pale, without deer, they would starve. Zhao Rui stopped, turned his head, his face changed drastically, shouting.
Red wolf pack. Run.
Zhao Lei also saw 5 or 6 red wolves chasing the herd. The brothers immediately turned and sprinted, their speed astonishing.
Huff huff. Zhao Lei clutched his chest, sweating heavily. Seems they did not chase. Zhao Rui gasped, chest aching, body trembling. I cannot run anymore.
Zhao Lei leaned against a tree, pale and weak.
Such misfortune. Zhao Rui held his knees, tossed the bow aside. Do you think Qin Jishi also left because of red wolves? Zhao Lei asked breathlessly. Possible. Zhao Rui nodded. I am not sure, let us return first. Zhao Rui frowned, things were becoming dangerous. He said in a low voice. Do not rest, if the wolf pack comes, it is trouble. Got it.
Zhao Lei clenched his teeth, stood, picked up the bamboo bough, and kept moving, though slower, leaving the bamboo forest behind. After more than 10 minutes, they stopped under a big tree to rest.
I do not know.
Zhao Rui shook his head, the pain in his waist drained his energy.
Shall we leave this place? Too dangerous. Zhao Lei suggested. Leave? Go back to the city?
Zhao Rui was startled, looking at his brother.
Of course not, only leave this bamboo forest, go elsewhere to survive. Zhao Lei shook his head. Move again? Go where? Zhao Rui frowned, enduring pain.
Zhao Lei bowed his head, then said helplessly.
Anywhere, as long as it is not here. Fine, whatever you say.
Zhao Rui sighed, the waist pain eased.
Then we go back, today we leave. Zhao Lei stood firmly. So urgent? Zhao Rui also stood. Yes, the sooner the better. Zhao Lei turned to go. All right. Zhao Rui frowned, following.
Over an hour later, they returned to their hideout, packed the iron pot and all belongings into sacks.
Let's go, everything is ready. Zhao Lei glanced around, only He and Wood left behind. Yes. Zhao Rui replied faintly. What is with you today? You seem odd. Zhao Lei asked. Nothing, just walk. Zhao Rui's eyes wandered, quickly changing the subject. Zhao Lei did not think further, following behind. Chapter 9:12, You're sent. Do you want to go up and take a look? Lu Waimong asked. She was drenched in sweat, her short bangs sticking to her forehead, looking quite disheveled. Her lips were dry, the bamboo tube of water was empty, each of them had only a sip. No need, we can come back tomorrow. So Fong shook his head, then asked the two girls with concern, Do you need to rest? Better keep going, we can rest by the stream. Lu Waimong swallowed hard, unable to bear her thirst. All right, let's go. So Fong sighed bitterly, stepping toward the maple forest. After half an hour, the three passed through the forest to the old camp, not stopping or looking back, then walked another 10 minutes before hearing the sound of running water. Finally, we are here. Lu Waimong's spirit lifted, she quickened her pace. After a few more minutes, the clear stream appeared before them. Gather wood quickly, we need to boil water. Lu Waimong dropped her basket, hurriedly took out the iron pot. She hesitated, but chose not to drink directly, boiling was safer, she did not want diarrhea or parasites. I'll collect firewood. Nantan Nok put down her basket, took the axe and went. Many logs were scattered along the bank, carried down by the flood earlier, plenty to use. Soon she returned, the fire blazed, the iron pot full of water began to boil. Clatter, clatter. Soon the water boiled, Lu Waimong lifted the pot and placed it in the stream to cool. After 5 minutes, they finally drank the water. Refreshing. Lu Waimong sighed, her parched throat soothed. Clatter, clatter. Nantan Nok drank deeply, then burped. Good. The two answered, then removed shoes, soaking feet in the stream. Soak only a little, beware of cramps. So Fong warned. Then I won't soak. Nantan Nok quickly pulled back her feet, remembering the unpleasant cramp. It's fine, I have experience. Lu Waimong said innocently. After 10 minutes, the three carried baskets again, heading up the mountain path. So Fong, have you thought about what to say when we return? Lu Waimong leaned close, smiling slyly. No need to explain, just tell the truth. So Fong coughed lightly, speaking seriously. Well, progress indeed. NK Books. Lu Waimong teased. Don't worry, I'll help convince her. She promised firmly. So Fong glared, who betrayed me first last time? Last time was special, this time is for saving Tan Nok, a special case demands special handling. Lu Waimong muttered shyly. It better be. So Fong chuckled. Trust me, absolutely. She nodded with a grin. Meanwhile, at the riverside cabin, the women were cooking pulp. A large pot sat on the stone stove, lifted there by their combined effort. Add more firewood, it needs to cook all night. Van Han said. All right, I'll get some. Lu Wai Thursday turned to the storage, soon brought more wood, the fire roared. The pot was filled with dried Indian almond leaves from their first harvest. Let it cook. Van Han covered it with cloth, sterilizing and breaking the leaves into fibers. The sun is blazing today. No Tin Noyet hid in the shade, unwilling to tan. True. The others agreed, then carried down sleeping bags, spreading them out to sun. Bang, bang, bang. A girl struck the sleeping bags, beating out dust. We should wash soon. Van Han murmured. Yes, I can smell them already. No Tin Noyet sniffed. What smell? Van Han asked. She teased, your scent. That's my body fragrance. Van Han blushed, glaring. Adorable, but if you care, Sister Mom will be sad.
She smiled slyly. The small beast still crouched before the rabbit cage, guarding it from other animals.
It glanced at Tui Hoa, then lay back down. Go play, but not far.
Nan Nu Nok released Nina, but it quickly scurried back.
Not going to play?
She asked, surprised. Though its injured leg was healing, it could still walk.
Nina just nestled in her arms, silent. Tui Hoa strolled freely in the yard. So Fong should be returning now.
Van Han looked at the sky, about mid-afternoon, more than 3 hours before dark.
Likely, don't worry.
No Tin Noyet patted her shoulder.
I've gotten used to it. Van Han smiled gently. So adorable. No Tin Noyet pinched her cheek. Born this way.
Van Han stuck out her tongue, cheerful. Time passed quickly, the sky turned hazy.
Screech. A shadow circled down, a familiar call sounded. Great White is back. Nan Nu Nok called from below.
The girl rushed down, indeed saw Great White land on the roof, preening feathers.
Great White, where are So Fong and Sister Mong?
Van Han called loudly.
Screech. Great White only cried, none understood. Chapter 913, A Nourishing Meal. Sister, open the door quickly, we are back.
Suddenly Lu Waimong's loud voice came from outside.
Coming. Lu Wai Thursday was startled, she hurriedly ran to open the heavy gate. Creak.
The door opened, and So Fong with 2 companions appeared in her sight.
Finally back.
Lu Waimong panted, quickly put down the bamboo basket, then sat on the ground without any image.
Joy spread across Van Han's face, she rushed over and asked with concern, So Fong, are you all right? No problem, everything is fine.
So Fong pressed his lips and smiled.
Cough cough.
Lu Waimong coughed twice, glanced at So Fong with deep meaning but said nothing.
Good, come in quickly. Van Han breathed a sigh of relief and moved aside. Sister, I missed you so much.
Nan Nu Nok ran forward, helping her sister remove the bamboo basket.
I missed you too.
Nan Ton Nok said gently, crouching to pat her sister's head. Get up, come sit inside, the ground is dirty.
Lu Wai Thursday glared at her sister, pulled her up and asked with concern, truly not injured? Hee, I am fine, only. Lu Waimong hugged her sister's shoulders, giggled then hesitated. Only what? Lu Wai Thursday raised her eyebrows suspiciously, who was hurt?
Lu Wai Thursday frowned slightly, turned to look at So Fong as if thinking.
So much meat.
Van Han exclaimed, staring at the salted meat, enough for 8 people for 2 months.
Just lucky.
So Fong replied softly, hiding his right hand.
So Fong, what happened to your face?
Van Han suddenly asked, reaching out to touch his scar, her beautiful face tense. At this moment Nan Ton Nok spoke, a little guilty, Van Han, I accidentally hit him with my bow.
Nan Nu Nok tugged her sister's sleeve, suspiciously asked, how could you be so careless? Cough, here is what happened. So Fong coughed lightly, briefly told what happened yesterday. Let me see your hand. Van Han said anxiously. It is fine, Waimong already treated it.
So Fong extended his right hand, palm still showing traces of blood but healing.
Fortunately.
He nervously covered the girl's face, gently said, do not worry, it is only a flesh wound, no bone damage.
How could you be so careless? Van Han's eyes reddened in anger. Cough cough, let us prepare dinner.
No Tin Noyet coughed, pulling the day's Tay Vai Din away.
Sister, let us go too.
Nan Nu Nok pulled her sister's hand.
All right.
Nan Ton Nok looked at So Fong then left with her sister. After a while, Van Han moved gently, So Fong quickly released her hand.
Not crying, right? He asked softly. I am not crying. Van Han pouted in reproach. Good, not crying.
So Fong smiled, wiping her tears, comforted, it is only a small wound, otherwise why would it heal so fast? Next time you must be careful, very careful.
Van Han warned. Yes, ma'am.
So Fong responded earnestly.
NK
A man
books.
must keep his word. If you return injured again, you will never go out anymore.
Van Han said seriously. All right, I will listen. So Fong laughed. Finally Van Han sighed in relief, held his right hand, gently touched the wound, and asked with concern, does it still hurt? Do not touch it, let it heal naturally so it will not scar. Van Han advised. Okay.
Van Han replied softly, walking upstairs with So Fong.
Resolved? Lu Waimong crossed her legs and teased. Seems you are too idle.
Lu Wai Thursday whispered coldly.
Ah, I will wash my face first.
Lu Waimong stood up and rushed downstairs like escaping. Dinner was not ready yet, it would take half an hour, enough for a hot bath.
I will prepare dinner, you all rest.
Van Han's face flushed red, she busied herself with the iron pot.
I will help. Nan Nu not joined. So Fong, is your hand okay?
No Tin Noyet sat beside him, eyes full of care.
That is good.
She sighed, her worries gone. After half an hour, the wooden table was filled with hot dishes.
Can we eat now?
Lu Wai Mong returned with wet short hair.
Sister Mong, sit quickly, I was just about to call you. Van Han smiled. Wow, so rich.
Lu Wai Mong hung her towel, looked at the table full of food, swallowed and pulled a chair.
This is to nourish So Fong. No Tin Noyet teased. Everyone sit down.
Van Han blushed, clearly this meal was mainly for So Fong.
All thanks to So Fong.
No Tin Noyet winked playfully.
Cough, let us eat.
So Fong rarely felt shy, especially when seeing the tonic bone soup.
I will not be polite then. Lu Waimong lifted the first bowl of soup, blew on it, sipped, and praised, delicious. Here, So Fong, drink more.
Van Han served a bowl and placed it before him.
Okay. So Fong smiled, drank. So tasty, so tasty.
Lu Waimong stuffed her mouth, still grabbing meat. No one is taking it, eat slowly. Lu Wai Thursday said helplessly.
Chapter 9:14, Let me awaken her.
Late at night, the sky was filled with twinkling stars. Inside the wooden cabin, after a hearty dinner everyone drank hot tea to help digest, since the meal had been too rich and all were overstuffed.
So full.
Lu Waimong rubbed her slightly bulging belly and let out a small burp.
I don't want to move. Nan Nu Nok spoke in a clear tone.
Anyway, at night we don't need to do anything, let's just sit like this. Lu Waimong waved her hand lazily.
By the way, So Fong, isn't there still palm flowers with sap? Didn't you bring them back? No Tin Noyet asked. No rush, I'll get them tomorrow. So Fong answered. Tomorrow you still want to go out? Van Han frowned. All right then.
Van Han opened her mouth then stopped talking.
They chatted a bit, and after a few cups of tea the heavy feeling eased. Let's play mahjong.
Lu Waimong straightened up and rubbed her hands, eager to play.
Good. Nan Ton Nok also sat upright. You play, I will first teach Vaidin how to fight. So Fong stood and looked at Tay Vaidin.
Her eyes lit up, she quickly stood and led the way downstairs.
Okay, don't get too tired, your hand is still hurt. Van Han pouted and reminded. Got it.
So Fong gently patted her head. In the yard, Tay Vaidin quietly waited. When So Fong came down, they faced each other.
In these days apart, have you practiced? He asked. Yes.
She nodded firmly, taking his stance.
He beckoned, calmly smiling. Come, let me see your progress.
Her eyes locked on his right hand, she warned.
Be careful. Don't worry, strike freely, if you hurt me then you win.
He smiled with confidence.
All right.
She launched her punch coldly. Half an hour later, drenched in sweat, she sat weakly on the ground, while he stood calm without panting. You improved, but still have flaws, rest then continue, he said. Okay, she replied softly. 10 minutes later, they trained again, and he corrected her mistakes. The next morning at about 9, everyone had woken and eaten breakfast. It won't rain today, right? Van Han leaned by the window. The sky was gloomy as if not yet dawn. Ah, it will rain later. He looked at the clouds and winds. She turned to persuade. Then don't go today. Silly, because of the rain we must go, otherwise the sap will be ruined. He pinched her nose. Don't worry, I'll wear a jacket, the rain is nothing. Then be careful. She sighed. She fetched a jacket, pressed it into his hands, and urged. Change now, go early, come back soon. Okay. He went behind the screen. I will change too. Lu Waimong looked for her jacket. Be careful on the road, come back early. Van Han reminded again. Got it. He waved without turning, and left with Lu Waimong. What shall we do today? Nantan Nok asked. Continue making paper, we must prepare before the rain or waste the pulp. She said. Don't know when the rain will fall. Lu Waimong said while following him. The rain may not come until afternoon. He answered. Good, hope we finish cooking before it rains. She muttered. We should. He replied, quickening his pace. Slow down, I can't keep up. She panted, nearly at her limit. Get on my back. He crouched. Hold tight. He reminded, then carried her and sped up. I feel she is doing it on purpose. So annoying, I also want to be carried, to feel that broad back and those strong arms. Get out, let me wake her. He ran fast like an athlete. She clung to him, watching the trees rush past, and asked worriedly. Aren't you tired? She pressed her head against his neck. If tired, tell me, I can run instead. Okay. Feeling her warm breath, he nearly stumbled. What is it, am I too heavy? She panicked, hugging tighter. It's fine, I won't drop you. He reassured, focusing on the path. All right. She whispered, staying still. Time passed, they rested once, then before noon reached the eucalyptus forest. Put me down, the road is rough. She tapped his shoulder. Okay. He crouched to let her down. Let's go, we are close. She stepped toward the palm trees. Chapter 9:15. Do you want to be struck by lightning? In the palm forest, Lu Yiming looked up at the treetop where So Fong was climbing. Be careful. She called out. Got it. So Fong replied and soon reached the top safely. He stood on a branch, checking the jar, finding it filled 8 parts with liquid, with debris and some mosquitoes floating. How is it? Lu Yimeng shouted. Not bad. He smiled, carefully lowered the jar with a rope. Slowly, keep it steady. She raised her hands to catch. So much liquid. She exclaimed. Stay here, I will fetch some wood. He lifted his axe. That sounds unpleasant. I am your papa. She shouted. So Fong almost stumbled, thinking she had a strange hobby. In the monitoring room, Ha Min almost spat his tea. Cough, quite funny. He said. Wang Lin stayed silent, wondering. Do you understand? Ha Min asked. Do you not? Wang Lin replied. After more than 10 minutes, So Fong returned with bark. He started cooking the syrup, removing debris, placing jars on the fire, stirring. It was a dull but important process. He looked at the sky, clouds gathered, rain was coming. He hurried to strengthen the fire and add jars. Will it rain soon?
Lu Yiming asked. Yes, within half an hour. He replied seriously. Then we must hurry. She agreed, trusting his forecast. After 10 minutes, the liquid reduced by 1/3, he combined the jars. 10 minutes later, it thickened, only 1/3 left. Tired, she muttered, I thought we could get more, but not much. This is already plenty. He laughed, noting more sap could be collected. Is it ready? She lifted the stick with syrup threads. Almost, take it out. He nodded. Okay. She carefully removed the jar, poured syrup into coconut shells to set. Rain began falling heavily, pattering on leaves. Careful of burns, invert the jar and put it in the basket. He pulled her hood up. Okay. She replied, placing it quickly. Let us go. He carried the basket and adjusted his hood. Rain poured down, drops growing from bean size to peanut size. A silver lightning streak flashed, followed by thunder. Lightning. She shrank in fear. Do not be afraid, it is still far. He reassured. Haha, good then. He laughed and walked on. She brushed rain from her face, complaining, rain is too heavy, I can barely see. Follow me, mind your steps. He held her wrist to prevent a fall. She was startled, then smiled happily. What is it? He asked. Nothing, just go. She answered softly. All right. He said, leading her into the eucalyptus forest, where leaves blocked the rain. She felt the downpour and suggested, rain is heavy, shall we find shelter and wait? Where? He asked. Under a big tree. She said innocently. He frowned, do you want to be struck by lightning? All right, never stand under a tree in a storm. She realized, then asked curiously, I knew this as a child, but why? It is simple, trees conduct electricity. He explained, they contain water and salts, making them good conductors, thus attracting lightning. When lightning hits, current travels down, creating voltage difference, harming people standing nearby, called step voltage injury. So standing under trees is dangerous. Also, open fields, tall buildings, big trees, or near water are prone to strikes. Chapter 9:16, Countless Projects. Then let us hurry back. Lu Yimling shrank her neck, following closely behind Suofeng, instinctively keeping away from the trees. Ha, no need to worry too much, the chance of being struck by lightning is low. Suofeng chuckled, teasing, besides, my luck has always been good. Boom! The gray sky rumbled, lightning flashing like a silver dragon then vanishing. Stop talking, or we will be struck. Lu Yimling cried out. Suofeng's mouth twitched, almost thinking the heavens mocked him again. They trudged through muddy puddles, spending more than 10 minutes before leaving the eucalyptus forest, then crossed another grove to reach the old camp. If the house is still there it will be good. Lu Yiming sighed, at least they could shelter from the rain. When the old is gone the new will come, let's go. Suofeng sighed, pulling Lu Yiming along the small stream. Over 10 minutes later, the familiar stream appeared, now rushing fast, carrying countless fallen leaves washed down from upstream. Suofeng, could it cause a flash flood? Lu Yiming asked nervously. Don't worry, this rain will stop soon. A flash flood only comes after 2 or 3 days of continuous rain. Suofeng comforted. That is good. Lu Yiming exhaled in relief. They followed the stream onward, rain still pouring but easing, Lu Yiming too tired to see clearly, only letting Suofeng hold her hand step by step. Do you want me to carry you? Suofeng asked. No need, it is too dangerous in this rain, and time is urgent. Lu Yiming gently said, it was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, even walking slowly they would reach the camp before dark. All right. Suofeng agreed, his pace still steady. Elsewhere, inside a cave in the forest, Chenjishi and Black Bear sat by a fire. How long will this rain last?
Chen Jishi grumbled, hating the soaked feeling.
Black Bear half closed his eyes, answering calmly, don't know. Since leaving the bamboo forest, they lived like this, though no more deer herd, sometimes they still had meat, mostly thanks to Black Bear's hunting. Looking at Black Bear, he suggested, when it stops raining let's go hunt. Chen Jishi, used to Black Bear's silence, muttered to himself. In the live room, few viewers sent comments. Why does Chen Jishi talk so much now? Try taking a dull gourd to survive in the wild, after long enough you will be like him. I bet a lot on this project. Black Bear, how many days until the contest ends? Chen Jishi asked. Black Bear calculated, then replied, 94 days left. Chen Jishi froze, then sighed, why is time crawling so slow? 94 days, nearly 3 months, but even one day now felt unbearable, if not for the prize and land he would have quit long ago. Ah. Chen Jishi looked up and sighed again. Black Bear opened his eyes, coldly staring. Cough cough, just a bit bored. Chen Jishi coughed, regaining calm. Then go sleep. Black Bear said, at least it saved energy. Can't sleep, I already sleep too much at night. Chen Jishi shook his head, each day he slept early, waking around 9 or 10. Then want to hunt with me now? Black Bear asked. Forget it, with rain like this we shouldn't roam. Chen Jishi glanced outside, shrinking his neck, if we catch cold it will be trouble. Black Bear pressed lips, closed his eyes again. Meanwhile, not far from the cave, 2 thin figures approached. Damn weather, when will it stop raining? Zhao Lei muttered darkly, hating the soaked world. He and his brother left the bamboo forest, searching for a camp but unlucky, no place satisfying, so they kept moving. Cold. Zhao Li's face pale and frightening. Yes, cold. Zhao Lei pulled his jacket tighter, vision blocked by rain less than 3 meters. Find a place to shelter. Zhao Li shivered, body aching, ready to faint. Zhao Lei answered, hearing his brother's voice strange, turned to look. He saw Zhao Li's pale face, frowned, not feeling well? Cold. Zhao Li murmured. You have a fever. Zhao Lei touched his forehead, even in rain the heat obvious. Zhao Li was silent, then said, Brother, let us give up the contest. Didn't you notice your body weaker each day? Zhao Li leaned on a tree, gasping, pain everywhere, I think Suaphone was right. Staphylococcus infection? Zhao Lei's face sank, indeed his body weakening, he thought it was lack of meat, now it seemed worse. I don't want to die here, even if we win it costs our lives. Zhao Li rested on his shoulder, skeletal thin. I can't last 1 month, much less 3. Zhao Li whispered. Zhao Lei pondered, his brother was not wrong. With fever now, normal people might endure and recover, but with their weak bodies the immune system already broken. First find shelter. Zhao Lei breathed deep, supporting his brother to move on. Chapter 917, Hot Pot and Coca-Cola. Drip drop. The rain kept falling, growing heavier. There seems to be a cave ahead, let us go there to avoid the rain. Zhao Lei half closed his eyes, faintly seeing a cave not far ahead. All right. Zhao Li responded, stepping heavily to follow. Not right, it seems someone is inside. Zhao Lei stopped, approaching and discovering firelight within. Who? Zhao Li raised his head and asked softly. Could it be Chen Jishi and Black Bear? Zhao Lei frowned, guessing. Shall we go in and take a look? Zhao Li asked weakly. Zhao Lei looked at his brother, helpless, with your condition now, if not inside then where else? Zhao Li said nothing, half leaning on his brother. Come on. Zhao Lei took a deep breath, supporting his brother towards the cave. Who is there? Did someone arrive? Chen Jishi frowned and asked. Yes. Black Bear replied, eyes fixed on the entrance. Step, step. As expected, it is you. The Zhao brothers appeared at the cave entrance, faces unsurprised. Why you? Chen Jishi frowned. What are you doing here?
Inside he was shocked, he thought they had been eliminated, yet they appeared again.
Black Bear stared blankly, not showing thought. We just want to find shelter from the rain.
Zhao Lei said coldly.
There is no place here for you. Chen Jishi frowned. Black Bear glanced once, silent. So ruthless?
Zhao Lei held back anger. He stayed silent. Chen Jishi was right, now they were competitors, leaving was partly due to pressure.
Brother, let us go.
Zhao Lei raised his head, cold voice.
Have you thought it through?
Zhao Lei turned to look at him.
I only remind of your decision earlier, is it ready?
Zhao Lei asked deeply. Zhao Lei froze, then hesitated again.
Cough cough. He coughed twice, body trembling, waist hurting again. I know.
Zhao Lei took a deep breath, clenched teeth, pulling out the emergency transmitter. After 2 deep breaths, like deciding, he pressed the button to withdraw.
Beep. You really pressed? Chen Jishi asked, stunned.
It was storming. Even if the crew sent someone, they must wait until it stopped.
Come in.
Black Bear spoke.
Ha!
Chen Jishi looked at him, finally swallowed protest. Zhao Lei supported his brother to sit by the entrance, lifted his hood, breathing easier.
Chen Jishi could not resist curiosity. What happened? Why quit suddenly? Because of the body.
Zhao Lei sighed. Since pressing the button, his body felt lighter, though unwilling, he was more relieved. He missed the soft bed at home, the fragrant rice, spicy hot pot, grilled fish, seafood.
Because of the body? Where hurts? Chen Jishi asked. Everywhere feels bad.
Zhao Lei glanced at him. What he regretted most was losing before Shenyue Island, more frustrating than losing to Su Feng.
Brother, when will they come for us? Zhao Lei asked weakly. When the rain eases, they will come. Zhao Lei replied.
Zhao Lei swallowed, longing. When back, let us eat hot pot, beef slices, duck intestines, beans, and a bottle of iced Coca-Cola.
All right, but first we must go to the hospital.
Zhao Lei sighed, worried for his brother.
Yes.
Zhao Lei moved closer to the fire to warm his cold body.
A pity for you.
Chen Jishi said indifferently, but it is good too, it brings me closer to the championship.
Ha ha. Zhao Lei sneered. What are you laughing at? Chen Jishi frowned.
Zhao Lei folded arms, mocked, I fear you will not even reach the top 3.
Why say that? Chen Jishi face darkened, he pointed at half a pheasant hanging on the wall, proud, see, we have meat. Only half a pheasant?
Zhao Lei glanced, disdain, Su Feng's group had meat every meal.
Su Feng?
Chen Jishi frowned, thinking. Black Bear pondered, then suddenly frowned, recalling somewhat, that person once impressed him when choosing tools.
Black Bear, do you know who? Chen Jishi asked. Yes, under 20 years old.
Black Bear said calmly.
Are you joking? Under 20 and still ate meat daily?
Chen Jishi looked at Zhao Lei, full of disbelief.
Haha, believe or not, tricking you. Now is just passing time.
Zhao Lei curled lips.
You met Su Feng? He asked again. Yes. Zhao Lei's face grew ugly, recalling the shame of being eliminated directly, even gloomier, how to face people back in the city. Tell me in detail. Chen Jishi grew interested. Why should I?
Zhao Lei sneered, doing useless things brings no good.
I will give you money. Chen Jishi lowered voice, just tell me everything you know. Give money? Zhao Lei was tempted but stayed calm, do not joke, you have money? I do not now, but my father does.
Chen Jishi smirked, as long as you tell me, after leaving there will be someone delivering it.
Chapter 918, A Miserable Death Awaits. Do you think I would believe you?
Zhao Lei looked at Chen Jishi as if staring at a fool.
He continued, do you think I am still the same fool you once deceived? That is not right, our cooperation before was clearly mutual benefit. Chen Jishi frowned in retort. Ha ha. Zhao Lei sneered, not believing a word. Cough cough, back to the main matter, what I said is true. Chen Jishi coughed to evade. Zhao Lei rasped, how will you prove it, tell me. There is no way to prove it. Chen Jishi spoke awkwardly. Ha ha. The Zhao brothers laughed coldly together. Please trust me, with my identity I do not need to lie to you. Chen Jishi pleaded. What identity do you have? Zhao Loi asked back. Ha ha. The brothers sneered again. What, you do not believe? Chen Jishi frowned. Of course we believe, why would we not? Zhao Lei sneered. Chen Jishi lowered his voice, I am not lying, have you heard of the Chun Group? That belongs to my father. Chun Group. The brothers looked at each other, they had indeed heard of it. In Tianmen City many real estates, stores, and hotels belong to the Chun Group. Chen Group in Tianmen City? Zhao Lei asked. Ha, even I can make such a lie, my father is also the head of Zhao Group. Zhao Loi curled his lip. That is right, I was the CEO of Zhao Group, coming to Shangyue Island only to experience life. Zhao Lei lifted his head, sneering. Well. Black Bear stood up, quietly looking at the Zhao brothers. Wait, let us talk this through. Zhao Lei chuckled awkwardly, realizing he was still living off others, unwilling to let his brothers suffer in the rain. What else is there to say? Chen Jishi asked coldly. Zhao Lei rubbed his hands, lowered his voice, how much money can you offer? How much do you want? Chen Jishi asked. The brothers exchanged glances, the elder spoke, 100,000. Damn, too little. Zhao Lei cursed inwardly, filled with regret. He ignored his brother's blaming look, then said, Suofeng's group has 8 people, 1 man and 7 women. Chen Jishi was stunned, quickly stopping him, wait, 8 people? 1 man and 7 women? Yes, 3 teams of contestants, and 2 seem like celebrities. Zhao Lei recalled. What, celebrities? Chen Jishi frowned again. Not sure. Zhao Lei shook his head. Unbelievable, 1 man and 7 women, such a perfect combination. Chen Jishi felt envious and longing. Black Bear glanced at him. Cough cough, earlier you said they had meat to eat, what did you mean? Chen Jishi asked. Exactly as it sounds. Zhao Lei replied indifferently. You mean they had more meat than they could eat? Chen Jishi pressed. Yes, they even raised a young deer and a rabbit. Zhao Lei added, besides that, they had salt and oil. They had salt and oil? Chen Jishi and Black Bear exchanged looks, those were what they lacked most. Yes, they also had a spacious wooden house, with thorny branches as fence. Zhao Lei continued. Chen Jishi listened, asking questions to clear his doubts. Enough, that is all I know. Zhao Lei shut his mouth, took a sip from his bamboo tube. Chen Jishi was secretly shocked, if Zhao Lei spoke the truth, then except Suofeng, no one else could win. Where is their camp? He asked anxiously. Do you remember the bamboo forest near the meadow under the small mountain? Cross the mountain, then follow the small stream up. Zhao Lei gave a vague location. On the other side of the mountain. Chen Jishi's face changed, that meant crossing the meadow, where red wolves roamed. Do not mess with Suofeng, you will die miserably. Zhao Lei kindly warned. That is none of your concern. Chen Jishi's face turned cold again. Rest assured, for my honor, someone will contact you when the time comes. Chen Jishi vowed. I hope so. Zhao Lei curled his lip. The cave turned silent, the 4 sat quietly, only rain beating outside. Chen Jishi frowned in thought, plotting something in his heart. Black Bear slowly closed his eyes, his thoughts unreadable. Anyway, we lose nothing. Zhao Lei patted his brother's shoulder.
He did not tell Chen Jishi how powerful Sua Feng was. If the fool provoked him, he would die miserably. That would count as revenge.
That is true.
Zhao Loi nodded, waiting calmly for the rain to stop and staff to arrive.
Drip drop.
Rain beat at the cave entrance, the sky dimmed,
less than an hour left before night. It is nearly dark, why has no one come?
Chen Jishi stood at the cave entrance, watching the sky.
Trying to chase us away? Zhao Lei glanced at him.
Only worried about your brother's health, he cannot bear it longer. Chen Jishi smiled faintly.
Humph.
Zhao Lei snorted coldly.
Thump thump thump. A helicopter is coming.
Zhao Lei's eyes lit up. He quickly helped his brother up, letting him lean against his body. The two stepped out, wind roared, rain was blown aside, the helicopter descended, landing before the cave. The hatch opened, a staff member called, Zhao Lei and Zhao Loi, you are eliminated, bring your tools and leave.
Coming. Zhao Lei answered happily.
He grabbed the tools, turned to Chen Jishi and Black Bear, pressed his lips, good luck.
Thanks.
Chen Jishi frowned, surprised. He watched the Zhao brothers board the helicopter, then vanish into the rain.
Chapter 919, Pull Out Your Tongue. We are back at last.
Lu Waimong lifted her hood, the rain had stopped completely.
Sister Meng, you are back.
From afar came the shout of Nan Nu Nok.
We are back.
So Fong waved, spotting her from the cabin window. Soon the thorn fence gate opened, and the girls rushed out.
Are you all safe? Van Han asked anxiously. After a day of storm and thunder she was uneasy. We are fine, very well.
So Fong laughed, shaking the water off his hood.
As long as you are fine, straw shoes can be remade. Nan Tan not breathed in relief. Yes, it is good that you are fine.
Van Han also relaxed, quickly calling, come in, I will prepare hot water for you, bathe first before you catch cold.
All right. So Fong agreed, stepping inside with the group. Van Han went to the bath, others handed towels and cooked wild ginger soup.
About 15 minutes later, urged by the girls, Lu Waimong went in first to soak.
Exaggerating, you were not even wet.
So Fong smiled bitterly. Still must drink some soup, the rain made everything damp.
Van Han pouted innocently. Fine, fine.
So Fong laughed, lifting the clay bowl and drinking in one gulp.
Slow down, you might burn. Van Han scolded gently. It is fine, the taste is not bad.
So Fong smacked his lips.
Take off your jacket first, later when Sister Meng finishes, you go bathe, do not catch a cold. Van Han reminded. Got it. So Fong said, removing the wet jacket. We made some paper, enough for 1 or 2 months.
No Tin Noyet said softly.
Impressive. So Fong gave a thumbs up.
Soon after, Lu Waimong returned with wet short hair, exhaling, much better, so Fong, go bathe, I kept the water warm.
All right.
So Fong agreed, taking clean clothes and heading to the bath. Opening the door, steam rushed out, the floor was wet, the tub full of hot water with coals below keeping it warm.
Splash.
He undressed, sat in the tub, letting warmth wrap him.
Comfortable.
He sighed, closed eyes to rest. When he woke, the sky outside was dark, the water much cooler.
Bang bang. Knocking sounded. All right, I am coming. So Fong answered quickly. Hurry, everyone is waiting. Van Han urged warmly then left. Ah.
So Fong yawned, stepped out, stretching, mumbling, unexpectedly fell asleep. He dried himself, changed, and left the bath.
Creak. The door opened. Sit quickly. Van Han called. You can eat first, no need to wait. So Fong said kindly while hanging his towel. Everyone is here, then I will not hold back.
Lu Waimong smiled, taking stew meat to eat.
Yummy. The group also reached for food. Tonight was stir-fried vegetables with rice porridge, the grain almost gone. After half an hour, they finished, sipping hot tea, chatting, with custard apple cut on the table. Do you know how many days until the contest ends?
No Tin Noyet rested her chin asking.
93 days.
So Fong put down his bowl and said softly.
Still 3 months, I thought only 2 left.
No Tin Noyet sighed.
Nan Nunok pursed lips. Sister Tin Noyet, are you bored? Not bored, instead happy.
No Tin Noyet tapped her forehead, sighing, just miss Sister Trow.
Not afraid she misses you? Tay Vi Din glanced.
Yes, but without her it feels strange. No Tin Noyet leaned against Tay Vi Din, murmuring, without her reminding, really unaccustomed.
Nunok wants to steal Sister Trow's job.
Lu Waimong teased.
Not true. Nan Nunok waved. Not a bad idea. Want to be my assistant when we return?
No Tin Noyet smiled, holding her shoulder.
Better not.
Nan Nunok said bitterly, as assistant to a star she might be hated by Sister Trow.
Why, I will pay well.
No Tin Noyet smiled.
My ruined face will shame you, better not. Nan Nunok excused. Nonsense, I do not mind. If anyone dares insult you, I will pull out his tongue. No Tin Noyet raised fist. Ahem, mind the image. Tay Vi Din warned. Haha, no problem.
No Tin Noyet looked at the lens playfully. Our friends know I am joking, right?
Of course, our goddess loves jokes.
Our kind goddess would never pull out tongues.
Yes, at most break his head. Leave, black fans. You are the black fan, your family too.
Tay Vi Din twitched lips.
Nunok, be more confident.
No Tin Noyet patted her shoulder encouragingly.
Chapter 920, Greedy Human Nature.
This morning the sun shone brightly. Van Han got up, stretched her body, then went to the stream to brush her teeth and wash her face.
Morning. Nan Nunok yawned as she walked down the stairs, a towel on her shoulder, greeting sleepily. Good morning. Van Han turned and smiled. You are up early today too.
Nan Nunok sat next to the girl, took her toothbrush and started brushing. Van Han rinsed her mouth, spat out the water, and said naturally, it is not early, the sun already shines on the butt.
Earlier than me, hee hee. Nan Nunok smiled gently. Actually you could sleep more, anyway there is nothing urgent.
Van Han spoke while washing her face. If I wake up naturally I will not sleep, I will help second sister prepare breakfast. Nan Nunok mumbled with the toothbrush in her mouth.
Good. Van Han smiled brightly, then went back to the cabin to prepare breakfast.
More than half an hour later, the others also woke up.
Okay. So Fong smiled, pinched the girl's nose, then went downstairs to wash. Hee hee, what delicious dish today. Lu Waimong came over after washing. We will eat kudzu starch soup this morning. Van Han answered softly. Wow, it has been so long. Lu Waimong sniffed as if savoring the flavor.
Van Han said gently, Sister Mong please bring the bowls and chopsticks.
Right away. Lu Waimong hummed a folk tune while taking the utensils. Soon everyone else returned, sat around the wooden table, and ate breakfast. Still as delicious as before.
Nan Tan Nok praised.
Then eat more, there is plenty. Van Han smiled happily. Mm.
Nan Tan Nok puffed her cheeks and nodded.
So Fong, do we have anything to do today? Lu Waimong asked. It seems not.
So Fong thought and smiled.
Then we must hide here another day. Lu Waimong muttered, I will mold soon.
It has been more than 10 days since we went out.
Lu Wai Thursday whispered. Do you all want to go out? So Fong asked with a smile. Yes, we want.
The girls nodded together, looking forward.
Then let us go to the seaside for 2 days and return? So Fong suggested with a smile. Hurry eat, after breakfast we leave. So Fong laughed, these half a month the girls were suffocating. Okay. The girls replied in chorus. Soon, after 10 minutes, the pot of kudzu soup was empty. I will prepare the things to bring. Van Han put down the bowl and picked up a basket. I will help you. Lu Waimong came close. The Nan sisters and Lu Wai Thursday washed the dishes, while So Fong prepared hay and fresh leaves for the rabbits, the deer, and Mao Ka. Half an hour later, he even carried back a small tree, enough for Mao Ka for a long time. Brute, come with us. So Fong said, worried it might destroy the camp. Ah, was it not raised to guard the house? Lu Waimong asked in surprise. So Fong fears it will ruin the camp. No Tin Noi yet teased. Indeed, if not brought I fear Mao Ka will suffer. So Fong smiled bitterly, once thought the brute could guard, but its destructive power matched a husky. Lu Wai Thursday frowned, then the camp will be unattended? I can stay to watch. Nan Nu Nok quickly raised her hand. I can stay too. Lu Wai Thursday also raised her hand. So Fong was stunned, he did not expect Nan Nu Nok who loved the sea to want to stay. Silly, of course everyone goes to play, as for the camp we set more traps before leaving. He smiled gently. Then let us do it now, I will help. Lu Waimong ran excitedly. This time the traps were simpler, just restoring the old ones. Done. So Fong clapped happily. So Fong, could the traps be useless? Lu Waimong worried. Impossible, unless the Zhao brothers come, otherwise no one escapes. So Fong said confidently. Lu Waimong asked, if the Zhao brothers really come? Very unlikely, if they did not get treatment they may have died in the mountains. So Fong said calmly. So scary, do not speak so coldly. No Tin Noyet patted his arm reproachfully. Haha, I only told the truth. So Fong laughed. That Staphylococcus infection is so scary? Van Han shrank her neck. Still hope they left to the hospital. Van Han sighed in relief. Her face turned red. All right, have we packed everything? So Fong asked. Yes, all ready. Van Han answered. Then let us go, remember to bring bathing things. So Fong reminded. He, I have it. Van Han winked playfully, ran inside and carried her basket. Brute, follow me to play outside. So Fong called. NK Tea.